Welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Mike Slinkard. You know, we're right in the middle of turkey season for most parts of the U.S., and for many of us, that means early mornings and gobbling birds. You know, according to the National Wild Turkey Federation, there's a thriving population of more than 6 million birds nationwide. With over 3 million hunters taken to the woods every spring, it makes the wild turkey the second most commonly hunted species in the USA. You know, they can be one of the most frustrating birds to hunt, but when it all comes together, it makes memories that'll last a lifetime. Today, we pay tribute to this icon of the American outdoorsman and show you how HECS technology has turned traditional turkey hunting tactics completely upside down. It's going to be an awesome show, so sit back, relax, and join us as we go hunting with HECS.
Hunting is about getting close. Really close. Get closer than you ever thought was possible.
When you have a cameraman and you setting out in a dirt field like this, you can get away with so much with this HECS on.
I've got to give credit once again to HECS.
We showcase the science of getting close right here on Hunting with HECS. Hunting with HECS is brought to you by PSE Archery, Tough Country, American Values Forged in Steel, Ozonics, Undetectable Undeniable, Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow Experts, BumpersDirect.com, Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls, we call the game, Spot Hog, the world's toughest archery products, Warn Wenches, UC Hunting Properties, and HECS Stealth Screen, the evolution of concealment.
On this first hunt, we're with Rex Summerfield in Idaho. You know, Rex is our producer here on Hunting with HECS, and he isn't afraid to push the limits with HECS technology. Rex is up on the mountain on this hunt, and he has some birds coming his way. The problem is, he's in a thick area and has no choice but to set up less than 12 steps from the decoys. It turns out to be a couple of hens. You know, these birds are heavily hunted by a long list of predators here in Idaho, and these birds stay close to cover and slowly work their way in. Normally, setting undetected only 12 steps from the decoys with the birds at full alert would be almost impossible. But Rex is decked out head to toe in HECS technology, and after a couple of minutes, even these spooky birds give him the all clear and wander right into the setup. Well, these birds are super close, and even though they stay alert, they still feed and go about their business as if no one was around. They stay in the area right in front of Rex for over 10 minutes before starting to wander off. When Rex realizes that there wasn't a tom in the area, he decided to play with these birds just to show what he can get away with while wearing HECS. First, he waves his hand, but the movement has no electrical signal, so it's just ignored like it would be if it was a branch moving in the wind. Then, Rex gives him some soft calls, and both birds turn 180 degrees and head right back in. At 6 steps, they stop to look him over once again. Over the next couple of minutes, Rex waves his hand, moves around, and even raises the call in the air as he calls, all with no reaction from the birds. You know, this type of movement simply is not possible without HECS technology. The birds can clearly see Rex sitting in the open against a tree. There's literally nothing between him and these two birds, and they still have no idea what he is. Without that telltale electrical field that always accompanies living movement, Rex's movements appear like inanimate movement to these birds, and they're totally confused by the calling and the movement. Remember, and this is very critical, only living beings create electrical fields through the electrical impulses that it takes to fire the muscles. These fields are proven to be visible by birds. HECS blocks these fields and makes what was once impossible completely commonplace. That's why we say HECS completely changes the game when it comes to turkey hunting. Well, Rex finally got tired of calling, so he just lets them wander off so he could go look for a tom.
That was crazy. If there had been a tom there, it would have been so cooked. That's amazing. This HECS is crazy stuff, how well it works. Totally amazing on turkeys. 2 hens, 6 steps. They didn't care what I did.
The newest addition is our base layer. The base layer is a lightweight, semi-thermal material designed to be worn under your regular hunting clothing when you need just a little bit of extra insulation. It features the patented HECS technology woven right into the material. The suit comes in 3 pieces: pants, shirt, and head cover. The shirt is a quarter-zip Henley with serge stitching, embroidered HECS logo, and thumb holes. The form-fitting pants have serge stitching throughout, and an elastic waistband and cuff ensure they stay in place. They also feature a convenient fly. The head cover has a hemmed eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the HECS hat, gloves, and our new heavyweight over-the-calf sock. Brand new for this year is the new multi-rag. This versatile face mask can be worn in a variety of ways. Order the HECS base layer right now and use the promo code PURSUIT to save an instant $30 on your order of a complete HECS suit. Learn more about our complete line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering at hexhunting.com. The close quarters turkey action continues right after this quick break. Welcome back to Hunting with HECS. This week we're showcasing some incredible close-up turkey encounters enjoyed by HECS users, and we've got plenty more to share.
Now we head to my home state of Oregon and tag along with my daughter Caitlin and I. You know, it's my turn to shoot and Caitlin's on the camera. As usual, I'm sitting outside the blind so I have a better field of view, and I know with HECS technology I'll still be effective when that bird comes in. This is one of my favorite spots to set for turkeys. It's near a roost tree, and this open hillside is a great place for them to fly down early in the morning. It wasn't long before I had a good tom on the ground and headed right for our setup. Shooting a turkey with a bow has always been considered a hard accomplishment, but with wearing HECS it just isn't a problem any longer. Simply put, HECS is a massive advantage, and it makes hunting turkeys a lot more fun. You know, I'm the first to admit that I'm not very patient when it comes to shooting turkeys. You know, I know it can be fun to watch them come into the decoys and tear stuff up, but normally I just don't wait that long. As soon as they get into that duck soup bow range, I'm usually ready to drop the hammer on them. With HECS, I know I can get away with the movement required to draw my bow every single time. I don't have to wait for their heads to be hidden by their fan or some other obstructions like I used to. Now, with HECS, I can draw and shoot at any time with little or no reaction from the bird, even when it's looking right at me at point blank range. Great morning, right in the open. Again, with HECS, like I said, and you've seen it how many times now. Getting to full draw is just not an issue whatsoever. You can do it every time. And put a good shot on this bird. Went a ways, but we found him all right. And man, I gotta tell you, I love bow hunting turkeys. You know, just adds so much to it. And my PSE Carbon Stealth, man, so far it's been a game changer for me. A really good shooting bow, and shooting the Victor arrows now. Great combination here in Oregon. Putting the HECS on another one.
It's time once again for this week's HECS Close-Up.
This week's HECS Close-Up is brought to us by Lucas Spencer. Lucas is in Nevada hunting coyotes with his bow, and he has a great encounter.
All right, I am out here in Nevada, about to do some coyote calling. Hopefully I'll call something in, get something on camera, and go from there. He's bleeding good. That was closer than 20 yards. That was about 10 yards right in front of me. I think he's down. I think he's down right here. This HECS suit, this body concealment, I don't even think he even knew I was here. He was literally less than 20 yards away. He was 10 yards right here in front of me. Even when I drew my bow, he didn't even seem to see it or care. But he came up close. HECS suit, baby.
Thanks again to Lucas Spencer for sending us this week's HECS Close-Up.
I'm a huge believer in HECS, and the reason is simply my success in the field. Time and time again, I have things that I just can't explain, and no matter which hunting camp I'm in, I feel like I'm having more opportunities than the people around me that aren't utilizing HECS. The reality is, some animals definitely can sense things that we just don't know about. And with the encounters that I've had, I can tell you that HECS has been my clear advantage. This past year, I got within top pin range on a giant open country bull and just sat there for longer than I was even comfortable for. And when he finally pulled away from that tree and started to come to where he had heard my call last, he literally almost walked right over me. Had no idea what I was, even when that arrow hit, and I'm giving that credit to HECS. During the late season here in Iowa, there's nothing worse than being covered up with whitetails in a ground blind and having them look right in at you. I don't experience that anymore. I'm telling you, the proof is in the pudding for me. If you're interested in getting the best deal possible, make sure you use the promo code at the bottom of the screen. Or if you want to find out more, go to hexllc.com or give us a call at 541-575-HECS.
We'll break out the turkey cam for some crazy video right after this. Welcome back to Hunting with HECS. This week we broke out some intense video of close encounters being enjoyed by HECS users across the country. Now let's get back to the action.
Now we're headed back to Idaho to hunt with Rex Summerfield and his 16-year-old son, Cam. Cam's behind the gun on this hunt and Rex is on the camera. The two are hunting public land birds that are in an area that has been called and messed with countless number of times. The guys heard some birds gobbling in the distance and worked their way around in front of them. After a few soft calls, these two toms strolled in without making a sound. You know, it's not uncommon for hard-hunted public land birds to go silent when you get in close, and they even get decoy shy as the season wears on. Fortunately, even after a close inspection, one of the birds comes in, hook, line, and sinker. The guys have a remote turkey cam set out here, and you can clearly see Cam setting in the background about 15 steps from the decoys here and is clearly skylighted. Yet this experienced old bird totally ignores him. Cam has hunted in front of the camera many times with his dad, and he gives Rex over 3 minutes of strutting before he finally lifts his gun. In true HECS style, Cam raised his gun in full view of the bird. You can tell the old bird clearly saw him lift the gun, but with no electrical field associated with that movement, he simply ignores it like he would leaves blowing in the wind. After allowing some more video time for his dad, Cam finally squeezes the trigger. In all, this big Tom was in front of them for almost 6 minutes before Cam shot. Plenty of time for him to spot something wrong, yet he was totally clueless. As a result, the hunter success rate just ticked up another notch.
This bird came in about 15 steps. Using the HECS, he had no idea I was even there. Strutted around for a little bit, checked everything out, still didn't notice me. Finally decided to take him home.
If you've been watching Hunting with HECS for very long, you probably realize that HECS patented technology that we feature here on the show has become something of a must-have item for tens of thousands of hunters around the world. What you may not have realized is that HECS technology is also becoming an integral tool for wildlife biologists, researchers, photographers, and really anyone who wants to experience wildlife in its natural and undisturbed state. If you watched this year's Shark Week episodes on Discovery Channel, you saw HECS stealth screen logos on some of the world's foremost shark experts. HECS technology is also front and center in the hit show Extinctor Alive on Animal Planet, starring biologist Forrest Galante. Forrest and his team search for and sometimes find animals that were thought to be extinct, and they use HECS to help them in their quest. HECS is even being used by the U.S. military and police special units to help them stay less detectable by animals that can signal danger when they're in covert situations. Quite literally, HECS is popping up everywhere people interact with animals. The bottom line is all living beings, including humans, produce naturally occurring extreme low frequency electrical fields through heart rate and muscle movement. HECS products effectively block those fields, making the person appear more like an inanimate object. HECS is real technology. It's backed up by 5 issued patents, and it's fully proven to work. So no matter what you like to do outdoors, there's a HECS product for you. For more information on the other areas HECS technology is changing the way people look at concealment, check out HECSLLC.com and click on the links to the other HECS entities. Now, let's get back to more hunting action.
Stick around. We'll be right back. Hunting with HECS is brought to you by PSE Archery, Tough Country, American Values Forged in Steel, Ozonics, Undetectable, Undeniable, Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow Experts, BumpersDirect.com, Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls, we call the game, Spot Hog, the world's toughest archery products, Worn Wenches, UC Hunting Properties, and HECS Stealth Screen, the evolution of concealment. Whether you push the limits or hunt like you always have, HECS technology continues to amaze people all over the world at just how effective it is at blocking an animal's ability to sense your electrical field. Now let's catch up with host Mike Slinkard and see where we're headed next.
Now we're headed east to catch up with Jonah Stout in Tennessee. Jonah's the one who famously submitted that crazy piece of footage a couple seasons ago, and it won him the free hunting trip with a HECS crew out in Texas. On this hunt, he's sitting in a chair on a fence row in plain sight of an approaching tom. As you can see, this old tom has no problem walking right into range. You know, we may push HECS to crazy limits here on the show just to show you how well it works and what you can do. But when it comes to the regular person, we always tell them, just hunt the way you always have, and you'll notice an immediate difference in what you can get away with. Things that would have ended the turkey hunt before now will be a pass by that turkey, and it'll allow you to have more opportunities than you ever would before.
You know, I've had an awesome hunt. I've got to thank HECS because, like I said, wide open field, sitting in a chair, and did it again.
The original HECS suit is very lightweight, breathable, and versatile enough to be used in almost any hunting situation. It comes complete with pants, shirt, and head cover, and is available in either Mossy Oak Country or Realtree Extra Camo. The material features a highly electrically conductive carbon grid woven into the polyester base cloth. This grid blocks your body's electrical field. Most people wear HECS as an underlayer, but as long as the HECS material is between you and the animal, it's just as effective. The pants are cut similar to sweatpants, with an elastic waistband, adjustable drawstring, elastic cuffs on the bottom, side pockets, and a convenient fly. The pullover shirt features thumb holes, serge stitching, and an embroidered logo. The head cover has a hand-eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the HECS hat, made entirely of HECS material and is very lightweight and comfortable. The gloves are made of a lightweight, stretchy material in mossy oak camo with the HECS technology woven in. The socks are a heavyweight over-the-calf sock and have the conductive HECS grid woven into the material. Brand new for this year is the new multi-rag. This versatile face mask can be worn in a variety of ways. Order right now and use the promo code PURSUIT to save an instant $30 on your order of a complete HECS suit. Learn more about our complete line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering at HECSHunting.com.
Well, once again, we've shown you how HECS technology can up your game in the field. But you know, hunters aren't the only ones benefiting from HECS. It's being utilized by more and more other professionals as well. The HECS Advantage is being employed by biologists, law enforcement, military personnel, wildlife researchers, and even some veterinarians to stay undetected or cause less stress on the animals that they encounter or are working with. You can also see HECS technology at work on the Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, Nat Geo, and most recently the History Channel. The online community is also buzzing with HECS incitement on some of the high-profile podcasts such as the Knock On podcast with John Dudley, the Hot Boga podcast with Joe Fisher, and has even been discussed several times on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. The bottom line is HECS technology is now becoming universally accepted as a proven way to get closer, cause less stress, and just have a more enjoyable experience with the inhabitants of our natural world. As for hunters, HECS is patented and proven technology that'll tip the odds in your favor like never before. Give us a call or go online right now and get your own HECS suit on the way. As we always say, it's going to change the way you hunt. We'll see you next week, right here on Hunting with HECS.
If you have an amazing HECS encounter you'd like to share, give us a call or contact us online. If we use it on the air, you'll be in the running to win an exciting hunting trip with the HECS crew. You can find out more on our website at HECSHunting.com. While you're online, make sure to take a minute and check us out on our social media sites as well.